everyone. Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rainbow.
And it's time to go shopping.
Oh, I'm so excited. My favorite thing to do.
Yes, me too. And this is a kind of shopping I actually really enjoy. I'm not much of a clothes shopping guy, but the supermarket, you will find me there with a smile on my face and a basket getting fuller and fuller with wonderful things to eat. Do you go to the supermarket that often?
Yes,
You're a busy person, so I thought maybe only convenience stores for you.
You know what?
You do like the supermarket.
I actually have recently found that shopping at the supermarket is much more fulfilling.
Really?
Because of the many options from everywhere in the world.
I see. So not only do you like buying things and the choices, but you leave feeling happier.
Yes, I feel like I learned something because I always discover something that I've never seen before.
Yeah, some new Korean sauce or some Thai chili.
Spices.
That's right, you can do that. And it's true, many supermarkets have lots of the things you will of course use every day, but you can also find a lot of unusual things brought in from really all over the world.
All over the world.
So no matter if you're a home chef or just buying something quick to eat or maybe just picking up a few snacks for a movie night, the supermarket is definitely, as our title says, where you can get everything you need all at once. It's true.
Or you can even do it online.
You could do it online,
and
but
they'll
that's
deliver
lazy.
it
but
to
that's
you.
Lazy. I like
love
to walk
it.
around and then you get free cheese.
True.
Let's check out our article.
Not so long ago, if you wanted to buy ingredients for dinner, it was an all-day affair. You'd go to one shop for meat, one for produce, one for bread, and another for dry goods. At each stop, busy workers would weigh out and serve your request to you at the counter. On top of this, you'd better use up what you bought fast because such fresh food would spoil quickly. Enter the supermarket, a huge store full of all the food you could possibly desire in great quantities and at low prices. The first successful supermarket opened in New York in 1930, and they've only gotten bigger and better since.
All right, supermarkets, as it says, everything you need all at once. And since you can find a supermarket in almost every neighborhood of every city, you might think that they have been around for a long time. But really, supermarkets haven't been common for much more than just about 100 years. So for
very recent.
A long time, people had much more difficulty getting the food they need to eat and take and cook at home. So let's find out about the history of supermarkets.
Okay, let's get started with our article. Not so long ago, if you wanted to buy ingredients for dinner, it was an all-day affair. You'd go to one shop for meat, one for produce, one for bread, and another for dry goods.
True.
It sounds like quite the trip.
Oh, and that's just the beginning. There'd be the cheese shop, the vegetables, the fruit, maybe in the same place.
Market.
The fish market, that's another great one to throw in there. Yeah, there were a lot of places you had to go to get the ingredients you need to make even a simple meal at home.
That's right. The word ingredient is the things that are in this dish that you're cooking. So ingredients could include onions, I need some carrots, I need potatoes. Ingredients can be a part of a dish, or if you want to buy something at the supermarket and you want to know what's inside of it, you can read the package, which gives you a list of the ingredients such as sugar, gluten. You can read the ingredients list. So ingredients is basically what's inside of something. So I have a sentence for you. This dish is made with unusual ingredients. I wonder what strange ingredients there are.
Yeah, probably not something common like rice or tomatoes or salt and pepper. Maybe, I don't know, kimchi.
Oh, it's unusual.
Maybe some unusual spice from another part of the world. But yeah, these are the places, these are the things, I should say, ingredients we get at these places called supermarkets today. But back in the old day, it was like going to a night market or a day market. You had to go from one place to another to get one thing for your shopping. It says at each stop, busy workers would weigh out and serve your request to you at the counter. As we said, you can kind of do this in a market here in the daytime in Taiwan, but in other countries, they don't do things like this anymore. Maybe some small towns in Europe, but certainly in North America, you don't find people shopping like this anymore. And that wasn't all. As we read on, it says, on top of this, you'd better use up what you bought fast because such fresh food would spoil quickly. It's true. They didn't have refrigerators. They didn't have machines to keep things cold. So if you bought some, like, especially meat or fruit, vegetables, you had to eat those in a day or two. Otherwise, it wouldn't be very good. Yeah, we have this word request. When you ask for something, you request that thing, so we can use it as a verb. You might request to have an extra large room if you're traveling with your family on holiday, or you could request a seat by the window on an airplane. But when you ask for something, that is to request, and what you ask for is also a request, okay? I requested a window seat on the plane. That special seat was my request, the thing that I was asking for. So we can use it both, the action of asking for something or the thing that we are asking for. It says, your request for time off was denied. I requested time off. My request, what I asked for?
No time off for you.
No time off.
And we also have the word counter, which when we go to the supermarket, there is a counter, or even at 7-Eleven. This is the place where you pay, and people put something on it. You can put your money on it. Sometimes there's a scale to weigh the food. A counter is a big flat surface that you can do something on. You can cook on it. You could have a cashier. It's a big table sort of like space, and it's often part of that setup of the room. That furniture is right there, and it's a good place to put things on. Alan placed several items on the counter and took out his wallet. So here Alan is at the store and he's putting it onto this counter or table, and he's paying for his food or his things.
That's right. So let's pretend we're going to the supermarket. What is the first thing we will do? Of course, we have to actually go inside.
Yes, we are entering the supermarket. Enter the supermarket, a huge store full of all the food you could possibly desire in great quantities and at low prices. The first successful supermarket opened in New York in 1930, and they've only gotten bigger and better since.
Interesting.
The supermarkets in New York are amazing.
Well, sure. The New York often has new things when they come out. When we said enter the supermarket there, of course, we could talk about walking into the supermarket, but also when we sort of talk about a time when something was introduced, a time when we first saw a new invention, we can also use it that way. We might say in the 1890s, people used to ride around on horses, but then enter the motor car. Then motor cars appeared, they became common, and of course things changed. 1930.
It's not that long ago,
so I
really.
guess before that they had little what we would call grocery stores.
Yeah, home mom and pop stores.
That's right, more like a convenience store that we would know. So supermarkets were the same thing, but much bigger. And really, it's less than 100 years.
That's so recent.
That's incredible. Let's find out more about supermarkets from the 1930s until now after the break.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。 同学们喜欢去传统市场买菜吗？或是你的家人喜欢去吗？还是你们喜欢去超市呢？我们这2天的课程是要介绍超市的发展。那么课文一开始就提到说，在不久前啊，如果是想要买晚餐的食材，得花1整天的时间，你可能得分别跑好几家店去买肉啊、买农产品、买面包等等。在这些店家，忙碌的工作人员会在柜台帮你称重啊，提供你所要求的事物。除此之外，你买到的东西最好也要尽快用完，因为这么新鲜的食物很快就会变质了。好，那么接下来呢，就轮到超市登场咯。超市有各种食物、商品，量多又价格便宜。那课文就写到说，第一家成功的超市是在1930年在纽约开幕，从那之后，超市就变得越来越大，而且越来越好。我们看单字 ingredient， 它是名词，表示食材、成分或是原料、要素。Rainbow 老师在提到食品包装后面这种成分表时，他有提到 gluten。Gluten， gluten 就表示麸质，所以我们说 gluten free 就可以表达无麸质的。下一个单字 request， 它当名词表示要求的事物或者是要求请求。再来 counter 表示柜台，是个名词。那这边2个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 on top of 加名词，是指除了点点点之外还有什么什么。on top of 是做介系词用，就相当于 in addition to。例如 She had a sore throat on top of the fever。她除了发烧之外还有喉咙痛。好，那补充一下，我们也常常用 on top of this 或是 on top of that 去表达此外而且，其中的 this 或是 that 是用来指称前面所提到的事，那这是惯用的说法，是当副词用，这时候啊就相当于 in addition。举例来说 Patrick always arrives on time. On top of that, his job performance has always been excellent. Patrick 总是准时抵达，而且啊他的工作表现一直都很杰出。好，第2个重点是 since 的词性用法。首先呢，它可以当副词用来表达此后、从此。例如 They moved to 花莲5 years ago and have lived there since. 他们5年前搬到花莲，从此就住在那里。那第2个 since 可以当介系词或连接词去表达自从什么什么以来，那么之后是接表示过去的时间的这个名词啊，或是子句。主要子句呢，常常会搭配完成式或是完成进行式。举例来说 We've been here since 7 a.m. 我们从早上7点就一直在这里了。或者是 He's been watching TV since he got home from school. 他从放学回到家就一直在看电视。那第3个 since 它可以当连接词来引导原因的子句，去表达说因为怎么样，既然怎么样。像是 They decided to go out for a walk since it was a nice day. 由于天气很好，他们决定出门散步。好，接回到课文中。
Supermarket has a strict definition.Stores had been referring to themselves as supermarkets since 1916, but many lacked the features needed to earn the name. According to the Smithsonian, a supermarket must include self-service, have separate departments, offer discounts, feature advertising, and sell large volumes of merchandise to count as one. Not everyone appreciated supermarkets.In the 1930s and 40s, the popularity of supermarkets rose sharply among customers looking to save both time and money. However, many of the smaller stores that these customers once depended on began to get pushed out. Today, relatively few independent butchers and bakeries remain.
All right, let's get back to our article about supermarkets. That's a good point we kind of came to before the break. We should get our words right.
Yeah.
You know, convenience store, grocery store.
Market.
And then we have, well, a market, but that might be kind of the old style outside. Supermarket is definitely the bigger one, but then there's also bigger ones than that, like a hypermart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, anyways,
yeah.
as we get back to the article, it seems that words and names are important when we're talking about these different sizes and styles of business. It says, supermarket has a strict definition. Okay, a strict definition means you have to be really careful with the words that you use here, right? Often, for example, people might say a tomato is a vegetable. Well, no, by the strict definition of fruit, a tomato is actually a fruit. Of course, the way we use these words in the real life, it's not super important, but you should be careful because these words do mean special things and different things from other stuff, right? So stores, it says, had been referring to themselves as supermarkets since 1916, so 14 years before, but many lacked the features needed to earn the name. Oh, okay, so I guess if you called your little grocery store or convenience store a supermarket, you could, but technically, by the strict definition, it wouldn't be.
According to the Smithsonian, a supermarket must include self-service, have separate departments, offer discounts, feature advertising, and sell large volumes of merchandise to count as one. So there's specific requirements in the definition. Not everybody can own a supermarket. Not every store is a supermarket. So first of all, a supermarket has special discounts. Discounts are numbers that go down. So if something was $30 and now it's $15, that's a half price discount. So you're cutting the price and there are sales, and of course sales bring people into the store and they are a way to pay back to our customers. We don't see discounts at markets usually, but supermarkets have prices that are marked down. So that's a part of the system to help them bring in more customers. The store is offering a large discount on frozen foods this week. So we better buy them all because probably they're half price.
That's a good point. Not everyone, it says next, not everyone appreciated supermarkets.
Okay.
So we're talking again about when they first appeared, and like a lot of new things, when a new thing comes out, whether it's TikTok or ChatGPT or Uber or whatever.
Somebody doesn't like them, right?
Not everyone will love this new thing.
Yeah.
And in fact, some people think, oh, this is bad.
They get angry.
This is going to make things worse. I hate this thing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, 10 years later, we're all used to it.
They all love it.
But when supermarkets first appeared, not everyone was a fan. It says in the 1930s and 40s, when they were kind of new, the popularity of supermarkets rose sharply among customers looking to save both time and money. So sure, lots of people did really like them. The popularity rose sharply. In other words, they became more popular. And of course, this is the kind of customer the supermarket was looking for. Busy people in the city. They can save time, they can save money, they can go to one place, get everything they need before they go home. So there was a lot of popularity around supermarkets. When something is popular, people like it. When we talk about how people like it, or just the fact that people like it, when we talk about popular, the adjective, as a noun, we talk about popularity. So the #1 movie obviously has a lot of popularity. That's because it's the #1 movie, or that's why it's the #1 movie. It's popular. Here's the politician. The politician is gaining popularity among young voters. I think President The Rock will be there
popular.
Very soon. He's got a lot of popularity, The Rock.
And popularity is rising.
It's rising. Yeah.
However, many of the smaller stores that these customers once depended on began to get pushed out. That's why people didn't like it. Today, relatively few independent butchers and bakeries remain. So there's been a problem because these small stores are going out of business. They're getting taken over by supermarkets with systems, with lower prices, and they're driving these local businesses out. And it makes sense why people would not like them.
It does, but of course it's nice for the community to have these little shops. They make jobs. They pay taxes, and I think COVID also was bad for these little shops.
It was a
Many
lot
of the supermarkets have online shopping. The little guys, because of price and convenience and all this other stuff, they often can't compete, but it's nice to have the little shops where
It's
people know your
nice.
name
I
and you
like them.
go in. But yes, supermarkets are more convenient. That's true. All right, guys, that's all the time we have today. We have to get to the supermarket.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
there before they close and
Yeah.
get our discount.
Let's
So
go.
we'll see you back here tomorrow when I will have 400 rolls of toilet paper. We'll see you then.
Stock up. Bye.
并不是随便一家商店都可以自称为超市哦，它其实有严格的定义。那根据史密森尼学会的说法，一间超市必须包括自助服务，有各自的部门，有提供折扣，有做广告和销售大量商品，才称得上是一间超市。那我们来看一下 discount 这个名词，就表示折扣或是减价的意思。那么在1930和40年代啊，对于那些想要省时又省钱的顾客来说，超市啊相当受欢迎，人气攀升，但却造成了许多小商店开始被淘汰了。那如今就只有相对少数的独立肉铺啊，还有面包店有留存下来。单字 popularity 它就是在 popular 后面加 ity 这个名词，表示流行或者是受欢迎。那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看这个重点是 be looking to 加上原形动词，是表达计划怎么样，打算做某事。那这个用法呢，常常用进行式来表达，像是 they're looking to adopt a cat， 他们打算要领养一只猫。好，那以上就是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Not so long ago, if you wanted to buy ingredients for dinner, it was an all-day affair. You'd go to one shop for meat, one for produce, one for bread, and another for dry goods. At each stop, busy workers would weigh out and serve your request to you at the counter. On top of this, you'd better use up what you bought fast because such fresh food would spoil quickly. Enter the supermarket, a huge store full of all the food you could possibly desire in great quantities and at low prices. The first successful supermarket opened in New York in 1930, and they've only gotten bigger and better since. Supermarket has a strict definition. Stores had been referring to themselves as supermarkets since 1916, but many lacked the features needed to earn the name. According to the Smithsonian, a supermarket must include self-service, have separate departments, offer discounts, feature advertising, and sell large volumes of merchandise to count as one. Not everyone appreciated supermarkets. In the 1930s and 40s, the popularity of supermarkets rose sharply among customers looking to save both time and money. However, many of the smaller stores that these customers once depended on began to get pushed out. Today, relatively few independent butchers and bakeries remain.
Measuring 7.3 on the Richter scale, the 9/21 earthquake struck Taiwan at 1:47 a.m. on September 21, 1999, wreaking havoc and resulting in many injuries and much loss of life. The Chelumpu Fault, a truss fault, rose by 2.5 meters beneath the sports field of Guangfu Junior High School in Wufan and created a 340-meter-long fracture surface. To emphasize the importance of earthquake prevention and disaster relief, and to commemorate those who lost their lives to the earthquake, what remained of Guangfu Junior High School was transformed into the 9/21 Earthquake Museum of Taiwan. What used to be Guangfu Junior High School includes fractures caused by fault movement, collapsed classroom buildings, and an elevated riverbed. These landscapes have been well preserved to show a complete picture of the damage caused by the 9/21 earthquake, to document the earthquake as a part of history, and to offer earthquake-related education for the public and schools. Visitors can come to the museum to gain a better understanding of geology through witnessing the mighty force of nature. The 5 pavilions and galleries were opened to the public in 2007. The 9/21 Earthquake Museum of Taiwan is a museum of international standards. By preserving the Chelumpu Fault, which cuts right through campus, and the damaged classrooms, the museum aims to employ the 3 aspects of nature and science, historical records, and humanitarian care to help the public understand how earthquakes work, what damage earthquakes can cause, and how to develop correct concepts on disaster prevention. The museum has high educational value and is suitable for students and families. You can spend at least half a day at the museum.